Good evening, and welcome to another edition of the Tale of Persephone Producer's Journal, Producer's Video Journal. Tonight you are in for a special treat because I am going to be sharing with you my new light kit. As you can see, I've just carried this light kit in its fine cloth but very durable carrying case. And what I'm going to show you here tonight are the components of my light kit. I'm also going to replace one bulb, or what's called the lamp, in one of my lights, so you'll get to see me do that. And then I'm going to, the first thing I'm going to do actually is set up a light so that you can see what this scene looks like lit, okay? So I guess we'll start just by pulling out what's here. And the first thing you start with, of course, is a stand. So we're going to get that all broken out here. And tonight I'm just going to do a very simple one light setup. I'm already using a lot of lighting that's already here in the room, and it's sufficient for video, but we're just going to set up one so you can kind of get the gist here. And typically when you're setting your key light, which is kind of the main light you're going to shine on an actor, you want it to be slightly above the actor's head, the level of their head, and usually aiming kind of somewhat downward, maybe about a 45-degree angle. So I'm going to bring it down just a little, work with it here first, but then I am going to raise it to the proper height. So that's step one. That's the okay. So this is the light I broke the lamp in, but this one is fully functional right here. So this little guy I'm going to put on top of this. So as you can see here, we have the light itself, and then it has this little spacer doodad with a tightening right there. I'm just tightening that down in there. Lo and behold, your light hangs on. Nice, huh? This particular light I got is very versatile because it's got a very broad setting here where it's kind of shooting out a very diffuse light, but then I can turn this crank all the way around and it's on a spotlight function. It focuses this light into a smaller beam. So that's very convenient. But usually when I'm on set, I leave it on its broader setting, and then to get the proper amount of diffusion, because this is actually a pretty powerful light. It's only 200 watts, but it's really quite potent. So I will use an umbrella to diffuse this. Umbrella. So let's pull this out, and then voila, that's an umbrella. And you can either use this umbrella to bounce the light back. It'll bounce it back this direction if I wish. But what I'm going to use it for here is to diffuse it. So we put the umbrella in like so. Oh, I see. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to go plug this light in and show you what I look like with this light on. Now that should look more like Hollywood movie lighting. It's certainly getting warmer in here. So at any rate, there's a light. That's a professional grade, I guess, cinema light. Very likely you're watching this because it's on the DVD of the Fleeing Productions film, The Tale of Persephone. The sad thing is I didn't buy these new lights until very late in the process of making that particular film. And in fact, the vast bulk of The Tale of Persephone was shot on some lights that I'm just too embarrassed to even show you. I wouldn't want you to know that I was using those particular lights to shoot a movie. But at any rate, you will get to see this fancy new light of mine in at least one scene in Persephone. There's a reshoot that we have to do soon of a key scene featuring Sherry Jackson that will be using this light. So I at least get to use it on that film just once. So now I'm going to show you how I change the lamp in one of these. I don't know how interesting that's really going to be, but what the hell, I've got a new light kit and I want to show you how it works. So that's what you get. So as you can see, I've ordered a new lamp. Actually, I ordered two because last weekend or 2 weekends ago we were out on location for a shoot for our new project, Mountain of the Hillbilly God. And I somehow, I don't know if I did it or somehow a light fell and hit the ground. We were indoors and hit the floor, and I broke one of my lamps, and I didn't have a spare either. Now that's silly. So at any rate, now I have two, so I'm going to replace one, and now I've still got a spare, which incidentally I'm going to leave in this bubble wrap in this box. So it's nice and safe when it travels around. So there's your new lamp. So I'll move my box out of the way and bring out the broken light. So this one's broken. This is the one with the broken lamp. I marked it with some masking tape at the shoot so that I would remember which one was broken. So we're going to now unscrew the top of this. You can see it's just got a nice ergonomic thumb screw there. So off comes the whole light assembly. That's the light itself. The main guts of it. And then if you can see in here, I've already removed the old lamp, but let me take that tape off too. But as you can see, now you turn that dial I was showing you earlier and bring it forward to the spotlight position, you can see these two little holes. Those two little holes, that's where the little powerful lamp itself goes. And as you can see, the lamp is wrapped up in some foam here. So we're going to pull it out, but we're not going to touch it. We're just going to keep it in the foam that it comes in. And there it is. There's our lamp. And like I say, I kind of like to grip it with the foam and then make sure these two little prongs are sticking out, and those go right in those two little holes, like so. The lamp is now in. We put the light fixture back over the top extremely carefully. Boy, it's getting warm in here because that other light is on. It's good and warm in here, and then you just screw this back down. Okay. You can see that okay, maybe? Okay. So there, ta-da, new light. So now I'm going to plug in that lamp and see if it works. So we put it back in, we tighten down the little guy on top. This one's not mounted right now, but as you can see, the on-off switch was right on back. I'm just going to turn this on and see what happens. Light works. Okay, woo, very strong light. As you can see, you're probably blasting this out right now. Watch what happens here. Okay, so there's the more broad setting. There's our focus beam setting. Back and forth. Pretty powerful. So I'm actually going to turn it off because it's hot enough in here. And I just want to show you a couple other items that I keep in my light kit that I think are essential. One are some gels. I don't really have a wide array of gels right now. In fact, this is really the only kind I've got, which is a gel that will turn the color temperature of one of these tungsten lights. It'll cool it down to be the same color temperature as natural light. And we used that this last weekend at a couple points to emulate natural light, so that was very convenient. The other thing I've got in here is a whole container of clothespins and 2 sets of barn doors. And I'm not going to mount those right now, but these are just really terrific because you can use the clothespins to clip your gels on in front of your lights, or you can use the barn doors themselves to shape the light or block it out from various angles. So these are just the basic things that all the pros use, and there's a reason that the pros use this stuff. It makes the job a lot easier. So I'm very happy to have this light kit and to have shared it with you here tonight. Incidentally, this light kit, everything you see here is less than $500. In fact, it was really only about $400 and change for the basic kit. And then the investment in the lamps I bought and some of the gels probably bumps it up to about $500. But it contains 2 lights, just like the one you saw me set up. 2 umbrellas, you know, whole rigmarole for 2 lights. Ultimately, my lighting kit needs 1 more light. What I need is 1 more kind of a fill light, probably a box light of some kind, that I can use to just, you know, fill light in a room or light a background, whereas I would use these more as key lights. But at any rate, that's what's going on here at Fleeting Productions. Thanks for tuning in.